Back in October of 2020, I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, and to celebrate, I put a huge sale on my online shop. So if you're not familiar with me, I have an online store filled with courses and products and templates, mainly for other photographers. And so I decided when I hit that 10K mark that I really wanted to put a sale in my shop. And I really just wanted to break down some of the analytics from the sale, how the sale went, my thoughts on it, like what I would change and all of that things, even sharing exactly how much I made from the sale. And I'm just really excited to break it all down for you and to share how I did this sale pretty much all organically. To be completely honest, I tried to run Facebook ads and for some reason they weren't being approved fast enough. And so I only really ran ads the last day, but it didn't really do much for me. And so I'm really excited to share how this sale really was truly organic and how I was still able to generate over $5,500 from this sale. And I'm gonna share exactly how I did that, break it all down, all of those fun things. So let's start with why I did it. Why did I decide to put a sale in my shop? Especially because, Black Friday's around the corner, like I could have just done a shop sale then. So number one, I wanted to get my Instagram audience used to buying from me. Okay, so my Instagram audience had grown a lot. And if you're not familiar with me, I'm a huge fan of using Instagram Reels, and I've been able to generate over 5,000 followers in just a few months on my Instagram account just from Reels and be able to grow my audience that way, which has been pretty cool. And so I really wanted to share with my audience that was growing rapidly, that had basically just doubled, right? And I wanted to make sure that I was showing up and sharing how they can learn from me, how they can buy from me, and honestly just getting a lot more of my audience used to buying from me, because in November of 2020, I launched a really big course for photographers. And so my strategy going into it was, one, I wanted to celebrate the milestone, use the milestone as a catalyst for putting on a shop sale, but also to get more of my audience used to buying from me, since a lot of them are really new and I wanted to get them used to that with smaller shop products. I just wanted to make sure also that going into the course and launching that and all the things that went into that, I wanted to have a little boost of income before the course instead of waiting until afterward, because I wasn't really planning on running a big Black Friday sale, because so much promoting would have already been going on with my course the week before. All right, so let's talk about first what worked. What are the things that went really well with my shop sale? What are the things that I think were really successful and that really made it a really great shop sale for me to put on? So the first one is that running it organically worked really well. When I say organically, this means I was only sharing my shop sale to, I wasn't paying for advertising through Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. I was sharing about it primarily to my Instagram audience using that swipe up feature that was brand new for me in my account, and I was sharing it to my email list. I had an email going out every single morning about it, and I was also sharing it on Facebook within my free Facebook group, which if you haven't joined, you totally should join us. I'll put the link down in the description for you guys, but I was primarily promoting it through those three main avenues. So it was really organic in the sense it was through my warm audience, through the people who were already following me, right? I wasn't paying for extra leads. I wasn't paying to be put in front of a new audience. It was through people who already were invested in me and following me and my brand. So I would say overall, that definitely worked. And it's really cool to see how I just launched these products earlier this year in May of 2020, and I made almost $8,000 through that launch week. And it's really cool to see how just, a few short months later in October of 2020, I was able to put a big sale on those same products and be able to see a really great outcome from that same audience, honestly. And I shouldn't say same audience, because obviously my audience basically doubled. And so I had a lot of people that were new that were following me, but also if you think about it, those people were new and not super familiar with me yet. And so I was able still to generate a ton of sales from those people, sales from maybe my audience who didn't buy in the past. And so I would say for an organic sale, they went pretty well, and I'm really happy with it. I would say another thing that helped a lot with this sale is having the swipe up feature. I think that is one of the best features of hitting 10,000 followers, and I don't really understand why Instagram doesn't just give it to you if you're a business account. I really wish that they would, because it is so helpful, and it's something that I think definitely helped with my shop sale, because I was able to link to all these different products, especially when we're talking about, like I can't just put one link in my bio and go to 10 different products, right? I had so many products that I was putting on sale, and so it helped a lot to be able to share in my stories and to have a swipe up to each individual product, so people didn't have to DM me for it. They had to have to go to my education page and try to search for it, and it was all kind of just like in one place. The third thing that I think helped and that worked really, really well, that was interesting, I didn't think about this until later when I was reflecting, but what helped a lot was using a big like business milestone to put a shop on sale. Because, okay, so generally when you're like promoting things, when you have a sale going on, when you're launching something, your engagement on things is really gonna go down overall. That's just the trend that I've seen. That's the trend that I know a lot of people see in their accounts, and just like the engagement with their posts, engagement with their reels, engagement with their stories. It's hard to keep that engagement up when you're promoting something constantly, because people know they're being sold to, right? But what I did see and what I noticed with this shop sale that was so awesome is I was using a really big, exciting milestone in my business to generate more engagement and to get my content in front of more eyes, even though I was still promoting something. Okay, so an example of this post, I'll put it right here to give you a peek into it. So I generated over 1,000 likes on an Instagram post. This wasn't just a reel, it was an actual post, by sharing this photo of me hitting 10,000 followers. And obviously I was sharing that I hit 10,000 followers, and I was sharing a lot about my sale that I was putting on. And so that's a lot of people to put that content in front of their eyes and to get them to see it. That can be really hard to do when it's just like a normal sale or a normal launch. Like for example, this month when I shared an Instagram post, same thing, about my new course coming out, I think I had maybe like 350 to 400 likes, which is still a good amount, but it's less than half of what when I was using that big milestone in order to promote a sale. And so I think that actually worked to my benefit, worked really well. So maybe thinking about like if you're doing a launch or you want to do a sale on things, maybe use some sort of business milestone, whether it's X number of years in business, whether it's a birthday, whether it's some other big milestone that you're going to hit. Use that as an opportunity to throw a big shop sale, because not only does it like give you a reason to put your shop on sale, but I think it really helps from the engagement aspect of when you're sharing about it on social media. It helps because that's a post that already, like I know, even if I wasn't putting a sale, I would have a lot of engagement on that post, because big like milestone posts like that tend to just do really well for me. But when you can use that to your advantage and to also put a sale in your shop, it only helps to get that content seen by more people, because it's super exciting and people are pumped about it. And I just saw that really work to my benefit when it came to running an organic sale. It's just using that organic traction I would already get on a post like that and promoting a sale at the same time. All right, and then another thing that worked really well for me with this sale is repurposing content that I used to launch the shop. So like I mentioned, I launched these shop products, or the majority of them, back in May of 2020. And what I did really with this shop is just take those same like Instagram story graphics, take those same emails I sent out all week that I spent so much time preparing, and just tweaked them a little bit and reuse them. So most of the emails I sent out like Monday through Friday during that shop sale were just emails that I literally copied and pasted from my shop launch and tweaked them a little bit for them to make sense, and then sent those out. And did the same thing with my Instagram story graphics. So I made those graphics in Canva. I literally just copied that whole like Canva project or whatever and tweaked it so it made sense for my 10K launch or 10K sale. And it just saved me so much time. And I would say the number of hours I poured into this sale is like way less than any other launch or sale that I've done. And it made it super, super fast and efficient for me to be doing that, right? And so I would say that's something that worked really well for me, is using the content I made in the past, whether it was Instagram captions, Instagram story graphics, whether it was emails I sent to my email list during the week, and just repurposing them, because like half the people don't even have a chance to see them. Even when you do post things, only 3% of people are even engaging with your content in general, and maybe 20% of people open your emails, right? And so we can really, there's not gonna be a lot of overlap. There's not gonna be a lot of people who are gonna see the same thing. And then on top of that, probably no one is gonna remember that you sent that same email 6 months before. And so repurposing content for me with this launch worked really well and was really beneficial for me in saving time, not spending a ton of time, because at this point, I was still preparing for launching my big course the next month and wrapping up all of that. And so I didn't have time to pour 20 hours even into like promoting this sale. And so it was a really awesome way to repurpose that content and to see a lot of traction. And if it worked once in the past, why not use it again, right? All right, so now we're gonna pivot gears a little bit and talk about what would I do differently? What are the things that when I look back that I probably would change about the way that I launched this? And so number one is I would make sure those Facebook ads were working. And I don't think obviously my launch still went really, really well, or not the launch, the sale went really, really well without doing Facebook ads. But compared to back when I did my shop launch in May of 2020, I spent only $40 on a Facebook ad that was retargeting my current audience, so people who are already on my email list. And I generated over $2,000 just from that $40. And so I know if I had that in place, I probably could have seen similar results if I had those Facebook ads going, just retargeting my current audience. So that's something that I wish that I had done. Something I wish that I had in place, and I will probably make sure, make it more of a priority to make sure that that's in place when I do feature sales and not ignore it, if that makes sense. And so that's something that I probably would focus on in the future. And now that I have a Facebook ads company working with me and that helps me with that side of things, that will be way easier to make sure that I'm doing in the future when I do feature sales. The second thing that I think about when I think about what I want to do differently, even just for shop sales in the future, I would love to play a little bit more with, because at this point, any shop sale that I've done has been more running a sale on the entire shop and giving a certain percentage off of the entire shop. And what I would love to do in the future is to basically have a week-long sale, or maybe even a 2-day sale on one product. So instead of doing a sale on all my products, really honing in on one specific product and doing a sale on that, or maybe doing a sale where, each day of the week there's a sale on a different product. So it doesn't feel every day I'm having to promote a slew of products, where, I could really hone in on really hammering in on one product every single day and not feel the attention is spread, if that makes sense. So that's something I would love to play with in the future and really, just experiment with. And for Black Friday, I think at this point this video will be after Black Friday, but for Black Friday I did have decided to do a sale just on 3 products. So there's only 3 products I have to promote during the Black Friday time frame. So that will be interesting to see how that goes. But in the future, I would love to play a little bit more with, either having one product on sale for a week or having a different product each day of the week on sale. So I don't feel every day I'm here's a slew of all these different products you could buy from me, whereas I could really focus on just sharing about one specific product every single day. And the reason that I would want to do that is I think number one, it would help me to not be as drained because I wouldn't feel I'm having to promote all of these different products all at once and prepare all of these different things. I could really focus my attention on just a few specific products or one specific product. But another reason is I think it would make more sense. I think I could see more results from it, just in the sense of I'm being more specific about what I'm promoting that week instead of it being all these different things and my audience potentially getting overwhelmed. And so that's a reason why I would want to test that and to try that out. Okay, so that's how I would change things in the future. I want to pivot now into talking a little bit about how much exactly I made. So I actually don't have the exact numbers. I did this the other day and just wrote general, the kind of rounded up, if that makes sense. But during those 5 days, plus I counted in because technically the sale went live the Friday before I started promoting it, and a few people bought over the weekend, so I'm kind of just throwing that in there too. But Friday through the following Friday, for an entire week the sale was live, I made over $5,500. So that's about how much I made from the sale. And I'll actually go find the exact number and put it right here so you guys can see exactly how much I made. And that is including all of my products, everything that I sold on sale. And it's including, that Friday through the end of that Friday. And it includes all my products that are hosted I host my products in 2 different places, in Shopify and Kajabi, just for a few different reasons. Some of my products have more video tutorials and stuff, where Kajabi makes more sense. Some don't, where Shopify makes more sense. So I have both. And so I'm including both like sales across the board, like from both of those platforms. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this recap. It was fun for you just to go back and think about it. I'm super happy with how it went, especially it all being organic and with the size of my audience that it was. And it was really cool to like have a lot of people who had never purchased from me before to get a taste of what it's like to learn from me, especially before I launched my new course. It's actually happening this week, but you know, this was a month before I launched my new course. So it was really cool just to give them a taste of my education and what it's like to learn from me before they actually have the opportunity to buy like a higher investment course. So hope you guys like this. If you love this, comment below, let me know, because if you guys like these kind of videos, you like this kind of like recap style videos where I'm talking about things I've done in my business, launches, sales, stuff like that, let me know. I know you guys have liked them in the past, so that's why I decided to do this one. I'm gonna do a recap of my sale or my launch for my course too that I talked about in this video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, hit subscribe because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday, so if you're not already in the community, I would love to have you be a part of that, so be sure to hit subscribe so you know when new videos go live every Tuesday and Friday. And I do show up live for the first 20 minutes and answer your questions on videos. So if you have any specific questions, if you want to be the first to get your questions answered, be sure to show up live and to drop comments then. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.